a.k.a. White Jesus, a.k.a. Jesus Clark, and the Indiana Fever take down the number 2 team in the league tonight. Oh! The Aces doesn't look like they're going to three-peat. They look awful. They look terrible. Angel Reese is starting a podcast. What is this podcast going to consist of? We don't know if Asia Wilson is going to be the MVP. Sure, Swoopes is still talking. We're going to talk about that and much more right after the intro. Clutch Mitchell, let's go White Jesus! What a win for the Indiana Fever tonight. What's up, boys, girls, he's, she's, they, them, we's, or whatever you choose to identify as? Welcome to the W360. I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to another episode. What a game for the Indiana Fever tonight. We are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, guys. Welcome tonight. Welcome. Thank you guys so much. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new here and you're not subscribed, subscribe. Subscribe to the W360 and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, okay? Like, share, comment, do all the things YouTube like for you to do so that the algorithm is nice to the W360. Guys, thank you so much for spreading the word about the W360, okay? The channel is growing. Make sure you subscribe. We're roughly about a little over 100 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. So tell a friend to subscribe. Oh, what a win tonight for the Indiana Fever. Team win. Yes. Who would have thought that the Indiana Fever, White Jesus, that's right, White Jesus, and the Indiana Fever would have taken down the number 2 team in the league. So when I say that this team can make a run in the playoffs, listen to me when I say that, haters. Listen to me when I say that. And give it up for Timmy tonight. My goodness, give it up for Timmy tonight. Timmy had an amazing game, okay? Timmy Bentley had an amazing game. My goodness. Now, Timmy did not score tonight. But what she did tonight is not going to show up on the box scores, but the way she came through in the clutch, Lexi Hall came through in the clutch. I mean, this team is running, they're gelling, they're clicking. Now, they made me a little nervous coming out flatter than a Diet Coke in the third quarter. They gave up, a 9-point lead in a matter of a couple of minutes in the third quarter, and Christy Stiles just let the game go on. I said, is she going to call a timeout? Call a timeout. You're letting the lead slip away. So I was a little nervous in the third quarter because I said, of course, Christy Stiles is determined to just let the team just fall apart. Call a timeout, Christy. You see, this team is flatter than a tire on a Buick on the side of a highway. Why don't you call a timeout and get your team together? Goodness gracious. What's up, everybody in the chat? Everyone is saying the refs are terrible. That is consistent. That's consistent. These refs, I told you, they come from a church league. These refs are worse. They're awful. They're awful. They can't coach an AAU game. These refs are awful. I mean, the 3 key missed calls at the end of the game. They missed it when the ball went off on the fever at the end of the game. Kelsey Mitchell's 3 counted because it was off before Aaliyah Boston ran Dejanay over. Then at the end of the game, they didn't know what to call. They were just making things up as they go along. They're just reviewing the play and saying, well, what you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. Well, I guess let's just rewind it. I don't know. These refs stunk. You can't even have a close game at the end of the game because the refs stink. They don't know. They're just making up rules. How do you just congregate and say, well, we don't know what to call, so we just going to run it back? It's just give them the ball back, I guess. We don't know what to call. No call? No call? I don't know what to call. What do you mean? What are you doing? Seriously. Now, Indiana won tonight, so I'm going to keep it pretty light, but I'm going to be honest about NaLyssa Smith. It was a lot of points during this game when I said, get her off the floor. Get her off the floor. Get her off the floor. She's not doing terrible. But goodness gracious, she's missing a lot of defensive assignments, and she's just missing a lot. Now, she was getting fouled, to be fair. But I wanted NaLyssa to be a little more dominant. NaLyssa, this was your game. I really thought NaLyssa was going to come out and have a good game. I was a little worried, but I was just like, get her off the floor. Get her off the floor. She's not doing much. Get Timmy back in the game. Get her off the floor. Get her off the floor. I think Lexi Hall has earned her starting position for the rest of the season. There's no questions about it. Katie Lou, stay where you're at. I hope you're doing well. But Lexi Hall has earned her starting position. She's the best perimeter defender. She has confidence in her shot. She's the best hustler, and she has the most energy on this team. We've not been saying this all season, W360 chat. To get Lexi Hall in the game, remember earlier in the season when we were saying, get Lexi Hall on the floor? Remember when we were saying this? Get Lexi Hall on the floor. Now look, Christy, when you listen to us, seriously. Now, one thing Christy Sides did do a good job of doing tonight was keeping Damaris on the bench. I'm glad that she kept Damaris right where she was at. Damaris was not ready tonight. Damaris was just too slow for the game. Shout out to Dale Power. Thank you for the super chat. Dale says, can we have a moment of silence for NaLyssa? She ran over Miss Mustard. I think NaLyssa wasn't she wasn't awful tonight. She was just meh. She's in the beginning, I just said, just sit her down. She's not ready. Sit her down. I don't know what she's doing. Just sit her down. You know, NaLyssa is kind of like, she's not in the game unless she's scoring. If NaLyssa isn't scoring, then she's not going to give you anything defensively. She's going to miss offensively, and it seems like she mentally just checks out of the game. She's not even going to give you any effort if she's not scoring. You know, it's kind of like she just gets really down on herself, and she don't really give you much. You know, now granted, she was getting fouled going to the basket, but I think NaLyssa and Alyssa Thomas was an even matchup. Both of you are just really you know. So I think NaLyssa just takes herself out the game if she isn't scoring, which that means, Christy, you need to take her out. You need to take her out. So yes, overall, great team win for this Indiana Fever team. Great team win. I think if Indiana continues to play like this, I've been saying it on this channel, Indiana Fever will make a run in the playoffs. Kelsey Mitchell continues to play like she's playing. White Jesus continues to play like she's playing. We can ease up on the turnovers. And White Jesus has to protect her dribble more. She has to protect her dribble more, right? Thank you for the super chat, Chris. Chris says Lexi is fearless, her defense. Yes, I agree. I would like White Jesus to protect her dribble more, especially against a really feisty team like Connecticut. They play really, really physical. But I was glad to see Indiana match Connecticut's physicality. Indiana did not back down from this team. They didn't back down from this team at all. At all. And that's what I was worried about in the beginning. I said, this is a team that plays prison ball. They play prison ball, baby. But it was good to see Indiana did not back down and match their physicality. Absolutely. But overall, great win tonight for Indiana. They have to take care of this ball better. They have to take care of this ball better. Connecticut isn't great offensively, so that worked out for Indiana because they rely on their defense. But against a really good offensive team like Vegas, Connecticut has to take care of this ball better. And once they do that, they can play with any team in the playoffs. Any team in the playoffs. Any team in the playoffs. Seriously. Guy Richardson, what's up, Guy? Let's see here. It says, Guy says, yes, AB was tough tonight. Aaliyah Boston was solid. Aaliyah Boston was solid. Thank you for the super chat, Monica. Monica says, this was a big girl game. Yes, thank you for super chat, Phil. Thank you for the super chat, Kelly Murray. Let's hope Kelsey stays with the Fever. I think they should give Kelsey Mitchell whatever she asked for. Whatever she asked for. I don't care if she asked for a house. Give it to her. Ask her what color she wants the walls painted. Give her whatever she asked for. Indiana Fever has the best backcourt in the WNBA, and I stand by that. With Kelsey Mitchell and White Jesus, I stand by that. Give Kelsey whatever she asked for. I don't care if she asked for a key to the city. You give it to her on a chain. Give it to her. Seriously. Someone says more Timmy, less Nalissa. I agree with that. Get Nalissa off the floor. Get Nalissa off the floor. Get Nalissa off the floor. Get off the floor. Get off the floor. She's too here or there. She's just, the effort isn't there. Get off the floor. Open the chat book for KM. I 100% agree. Let's take a look at some highlights from the game tonight. And then I want to talk about Cheryl Swoopes. Cheryl Swoopes is still going at it. She's not giving up. We're going to talk about Cheryl Swoopes, and then I want to talk about the Aces and their loss against Dallas. Angel Reese has a podcast coming out. We're going to talk about that and some more news around the WNBA, okay? Thank you, beautiful Afro woman. Let's take a look at some highlights from the game tonight.
Left shoulder. Austin had her 11th.
Oh, Dejanay got, you know what? Dejanay had a good game, but she got cooked tonight. Oh, Lexi Hall came through again. Yeah. Kelsey Mitchell, this was the play of the game. Kelsey Mitchell. Beautiful pass. Great finish by Aaliyah Boston. Nice kick out. Clutch. Kelsey Mitchell. Clutch. Clutch. Here we go. Dejanay getting cooked. Dejanay getting cooked. Now, this play was funny to me. Guys, on this play, Dejanay had just hit a 3, right? So she's running back. You can see that she's shishing the crowd. So she runs back and gets cooked. White Jesus comes back. Look at her. She's focused. She's like, I got her. Watch. I got her. I got her. Blow by. She goes, she's cooking her all the whole game.
Mabry.
Dejanay.
And here is Clark wide open.
White Jesus. Aaliyah Boston.
Boston backing her way inside. Deep position.
Aaliyah Boston played strong tonight. Overall. White Jesus with the floater. Now this play I wanted to show because look how she's getting better at splitting this blitz here. Now you can tell she's not all the way comfortable shooting this floater, but she's shooting it a lot more. You can tell she's uncomfortable in this mid-range area. Nonetheless, she still killed it. White Jesus, Dejanay is cooked. She is cooked tonight. Tom Brady passes. Kelsey Mitchell with the finish. Yes. This team is gelling on offense. That's one good thing Nalissa did tonight. One good thing.
Fires it up there and banks it home to beat.
White Jesus to Let's See Hall. This transition game is what puts this.
How about the legend himself?
And one goat comes to see another goat. One goat comes to see another goat. And those were some key plays from the game tonight, guys. Just to give you some insight into the stats tonight. White Jesus had 19 points, 5 assists, and 7 turnovers. So last game she only had 2 turnovers. I guess this game she said she's just going to make up for it. But as I said earlier, White Jesus, there were some of those turnovers was just, she was just being lazy with the ball. She was being lazy with the ball, especially in the second quarter and in the first quarter, but she seemed to pick it up throughout the game. Kelsey Clutch Mitchell had 23 points, 3 assists. Aaliyah Boston had 10 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. Nalissa Smith had 10 points, 6 rebounds. And Timmy, who I say had no points, is not going to show up on the box in the box score, but she had played 17 minutes, had 3 rebounds and a block. Give it up for Timmy. Oh my goodness. And then on the other end for Connecticut, to be fair, Dejanay Carrington had a solid game. Dejanay Carrington hooped. She got cooked by White Jesus, but Dejanay Carrington hooped. She had 19 points and 6 steals. So you can't be mad at that. Your team still isn't getting on national TV unless you guys get to the playoffs. And Marina Mabry had 16 points. Okay, so overall, good game from the Indiana Fever. Some things they could clean up, but overall, good game. Nonetheless. All right, Guy says, yes, Timmy. Mogins, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. You said, we can give the wins to Boston, Kelsey, and CC. Their chemistry is on another level, and it shows in the play. I 100% agree. Aaron Woolton says the Fever was lucky tonight. Dave says, and she reached it in a mediocre game. Timmy needs to start. I agree. I would go ahead and put Timmy in the starting lineup over Nalissa. I would pull Nalissa from the starting lineup. I would 100% pull Nalissa from the starting lineup. Beautiful Afro Woman says, I cannot stand this DJ chick. CC cooked her. I I don't know. I think Dejanay is a solid player. I mean, she really leans into her strength, which is her defense. You have to respect it at the end of the day. She had 6 steals tonight. She had 6 steals in 19 points. So you have to respect it. She's just annoying. That's the thing. She's annoying, and she's a hater, you know. But you have to respect her game. Nonetheless, moving right along to around the WNBA, guys, before we get into the next topic, there is over 700 people in the live tonight. We're at 200 likes. If you have not liked this video, make sure you like this video so YouTube can push it up in the algorithm, okay? Please like this video if you have not liked it. Let's get the likes up. Paul says, Boston stunk tonight. Caitlin was okay, but needs a backbone. I disagree. I don't think Aaliyah Boston was stinky tonight. She definitely wasn't as bad as she usually is. I think Aaliyah Boston was overall solid. I mean, I've went ahead and just given up on expecting her to be just dominant. I've given up on expecting her to be consistently strong. I've given up on high expectations from her. So if you're just looking at a middle of the pack, just solid performance from Aaliyah Boston, I think she gave that tonight. She had 10 points. She had 8 assists because overall she's not really looking to score anymore. So fine. I'd rather her pass it out. Just pass it out to someone who's going to shoot Lexi, Kelsey, White Jesus. Pass it out to someone who's going to score because she's not. She's not going to go up strong. So I'm okay. If you want to have 8 assists and just not even look to score, fine. We're hitting from the outside, so that's fine with me. I'm not expecting anything much more from Aaliyah. So that's fine. She's staying in her role, but she had 4 steals tonight. So, you know. Louise says Boston missed a few easy layups from CC. She did. That's what I say. You know, I don't even expect her to make them much anymore. I don't expect her to go up strong. I don't expect any blocks from her anymore. I don't expect her to be Ezzy. I don't expect her to do much of anything. So whatever she does in the game is a good job from me. But 4 steals, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 10 points, that's fine with me, Aaliyah. Fine. We're not going to ask you to be a dominant post-strong player anymore. Fine. Just pass it out to the shooters there. That's fine. Until we get another big, that's fine. Do what you want. I give up. I'm tired of yelling at you, Aaliyah. I'm tired of begging you to be dominant as you can be. I'm tired. Seriously, I mean, she could have walked around Bree Jones tonight. Bree Jones is as slow as me. Bree Jones is slow, but Aaliyah didn't want to score tonight. She doesn't want to score. We can't make her score. She doesn't want to score. So just do what you want, Aaliyah. I give up. Do what you want. Lexi, just keep hitting threes. Aaliyah doesn't want to score. Just keep hitting threes, Lexi. Tammy will come around and start hitting her layups later, hopefully. But I've given up on Aaliyah, guys. I've given up on Aaliyah. She's not looking to score. She doesn't want to be strong. She doesn't want to be. Noah says AB can be better. She has a very high ceiling. Go back and look at some of the lives on this channel. I've begged AB to jump. I've begged her to protect the ball. I've begged her to go up strong and not. I've begged her. I've begged her to listen to her gospel music. I've begged her to do whatever it is she does to play good. I've been begging her all season. Sometimes people just don't want to be great. Sometimes they don't want to be great. So that's fine, Aaliyah. If you want to be mediocre and not go to score and not be dominant, then you do that, Sweets. You do it. You do it. I give up. I give up. Swoopes. Swoopes is not giving up, baby. Swoopes is not giving up. Hold on. Smido83 says, as a white man, am I allowed to say AB needs to lose some weight? She looks a bit overweight and slow right now. No pep around the basket. Smido, you must be new to the channel, and that's okay. You're allowed to say that, Smido. That's a basketball opinion. That's a basketball opinion. Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel bad for saying that? We've been saying that all season. Aaliyah looks like she runs like she has sand in her shoes. I've been saying this. You guys still have hope. I've lost hope. I've lost hope. So if you guys want to hang on to the hope, you can. I don't think that's a bad criticism. Now, to be fair, she has slimmed down from, and again, this is strictly basketball. You know what? I'm not even going to get into that. Never mind. That's your opinion. We're going to move on. Swoopes is still going. Swoopes is still going. Another week, another hate incident. So Swoopes was the commentator between the Dallas Wings and the Las Vegas Aces game last night. Okay, if you don't know, Swoopes calls most of Dallas Wings games. So during the game, during the game, her partner that she was calling the game with mentioned that Caitlin Clark, a.k.a. White Jesus, received Player of the Week this week. So she's being criticized because once her partner mentioned that White Jesus was Player of the Week, Swoopes went absolutely silent. She did not say anything for the next 50 seconds of the broadcast. Nothing. She went absolutely silent. So people did have things to say about it. People said, this isn't fair that she can be on this WNBA game, calling the game, and the bias could just be so blatant, right? So, Swoopes has been going at it on Twitter today. Then she tweets out, she says, FYI, I am not employed by the WNBA. So basically, Swoopes has created this narrative as to saying, damned if I do, damned if I don't say anything about Caitlin Clark. Which, Cheryl, you're missing the entire point. It's okay. No one is saying that you have to like Caitlin Clark. No one is saying that you have to sing her praises. No one is saying that you have to pull out the trumpets. No one is saying that. What people are saying, Cheryl, is that if you're going to be on a WNBA powered podcast, not your individual podcast, but a WNBA powered podcast, or if you're going to call a game, you can't just take the stance to I'm not going to say anything about her at all. I'm not going to mention her. That's not how it works. If that's how you're going to be, as far as probably the most popular player in the league, then you shouldn't have this position, Cheryl. You shouldn't have this position. You should just shut your pie hole. That's fine. But you can't be the voice on the WNBA podcast or call a WNBA game and take the stance of, I'm just not going to say anything. If you can't handle the position, Cheryl, you should give it to someone else. And again, I think it's a little bit manipulative. Just a little bit manipulative. A little bit manipulative to create this narrative as far as, if I say something about her, her fans attack me. If I say something good about her, her fans attack me. If I say something bad about her, her fans attack me. Cheryl, you created this. You did, because you've been speaking factually incorrect about Caitlin Clark since she's been in college. You've been hating, Cheryl. Girl, you are hating. You look like a hater. And I know. Cheryl, you're the legend. And you were. You're the legend, Cheryl. That's why it's so disappointing to see you go out like this, girl. It's so disappointing. You don't have to like Caitlin Clark, but I think that you should step away from the position as far as being on calling games and being on the WNBA podcast. And everyone knows the history surrounding this one-sided beef between you and Caitlin Clark. Everyone has witnessed it since she's been in Iowa. You're going out sad. Sad. You're going out sad. Goodness gracious. Michelle says Swoopes has created the media hype she wants and needs. You know what, guys? I don't even think Cheryl Swoopes is chasing clout. I think that she just don't realize just how much of a hater she looks like. I don't think she gets it. I think that she really thinks that I don't have to talk about her. And it's like, no one is saying you have to, drool at the mouth over Caitlin Clark, but you definitely should stop having these WNBA conversations and choosing to avoid mentioning her name. You look like a hater. Hater. You don't see Lisa Leslie behaving like this. Tina Charles has spoke highly. I mean, when are you going to give it up, Cheryl? When are you just going to give it up? You let that ego go, Cheryl. Let it go. Why Jesus is here in the league. She is the rookie of the year. She's having a phenomenal season. Acknowledge it and deal with it. Deal with it, Cheryl. It's okay. You've had your time. Everyone knows you're the GOAT. But no one's going to know that anymore. You're really turning yourself into Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless. Now, if you guys... Thank you for the super chat, Little Season. So I guess she won't be calling the game when Dallas plays the Fever. I'm going to be honest, I hope she called the game. I hope Cheryl Swoopes calls this game, and I hope White Jesus scores 40 points. I do. I hope Cheryl Swoopes calls this game. Now, guys, I love to see a good train wreck, so that's just like the That's the humor side of me. You guys know I have a dark side of humor. But I would love to see this game. I mean, Cheryl Swoopes called this game. You probably wouldn't hear much of anything from Cheryl. Only time you hear Cheryl during that game is another turnover by Caitlin Clark. She just has to see the floor better. She has to see the floor better. And this is what I meant as far as adjusting to the league. If Cheryl Swoopes called this Dallas and Indiana Fever game, Cheryl Swoopes is going to be sure to talk about every turnover that Caitlin Clark has. Seriously. But no, Cheryl has to do better. And if you guys are on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Follow the show at the W360_. But Cheryl, she has to do better. Let this one-sided beef go. I mean, every time I see it come back around, I just ask, what did Caitlin Clark do to you? You think Caitlin Clark was appearing in Cheryl's dreams as a ghost or something? I mean, what's the problem? What's the problem? Goodness gracious. Somebody call Skip Swoopes. I like Cheryl though. I really wish she let this one-sided beef go. You're in this on your own, Cheryl. You're in this on your own. Guys, we have close to 700 people in the live. If you have not liked this video, make sure you like the video, guys. And if you are not subscribed to the W360, make sure you subscribe to the W360, okay? We're close to 4,000 subscribers. I can't talk tonight. So make sure you subscribe to the W360, okay? Angel Reese, Chi-Town Barbie, Skytown Barbie, announced yesterday that she's releasing a podcast. The podcast is going to be called Unapologetically Angel. And I'm going to play out the rollout or the promo for the podcast that Angel Reese has put out pertaining to her podcast. The first episode will be on, what are we in? September the 4th. So let's take a look at the rollout from Angel Reese regarding her podcast.
Hey y'all, so I'm super excited to be announcing my podcast, Unapologetically Angel. I'm looking forward to this so much. Y'all gonna see y'all favorite celebrities, actors, artists, anybody that y'all want to see. We're gonna be spilling the tea from our voice, our narrative, our perspective. Before the blogs, but y'all think y'all clocking tea, y'all not clocking no tea, because we gonna spill the tea on our real lives, period. Make sure y'all follow on all my social media platforms, Unapologetically Show on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that. Make sure y'all follow to stay up to date. Every Thursday we drop it. We drop a tea. We drop a tea every Thursday. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm super excited. Let me know what y'all want to see, the questions y'all got, from my perspective, from my voice. Unapologetically Angel.
Okay.
Welcome back to Unapologetically Me.
What is the craziest rumor you've ever heard about Angel?
We got one of Chicago's hottest. And I was like, oh my God, I'm actually all-star.
Speak it into existence.
2028, we're gonna be on the Olympic team.
Most likely to fall in love, Angel.
Let's get it back up here. James Fender, thank you for the super chat. James says, Smith MVP, thanks for all the fouls, or you would have been at the end of the game. Or you would have been in at the end of the game. Thank you so much for the super chat, James. So regarding this podcast for Angel Reese, I I'm going to be honest. I am looking forward to it. I have my snacks. I will definitely be tuned in because she says she's going to have guests. And I think Angel Reese is funny to me. I love the video where she said, y'all think y'all got all the tea. You think you got all the answers. Angel, I hope you answer some questions on this podcast, girl. Like, what is going on with this team? What's going on with Kennedy? I mean, were you guys fighting after the game? Answer some questions as far as what is it that Teresa Weatherspoon is doing sometimes. Why don't you guys play through Camila Cardoso more? What are you planning to do in the offseason to improve? But I'm not mad at Angel Reese taking control of her own narrative. You know, the only thing is for me is I would hope that this podcast does not become another distraction, Angel. Because I want to so bad. I want to say, just focus on getting better. Angel, just focus on getting better. You don't have to talk back to the critics through your podcast. You're just a rookie. Focus on getting better on the court. Clap back at your critics through your game, not through a mic. So that's my whole thing. But at the same time, this isn't a bad move for Angel. Angel will be putting out an album next. I promise you, I would not be surprised if Angel Reese is putting out an album. If Angel Reese appears in movies, Angel Reese is going to probably be on in some fashion show. You know, she's turning herself into a WNBA superstar so that there are things going on off the court because she has to give you something else to focus on other than just her games because, you know. But my thing is, Angel, I'd rather you just focus on getting better. We don't need to see you on the podcast just yet. You're just a rookie. Focus on getting better. Focus on your game around the rim. Focus on your offensive package. Then do a podcast and clap back and, you know, call out the haters or whatever else you said. Whatever else you said. But this just tells me, like, how serious are you about basketball? Basketball. You know, and then she said, someone asked her, will she be talking about the Rookie of the Year race? And she said she doesn't even care about that anymore. I wouldn't either, Angel. I wouldn't either. That's smart. That's a good job. That's good. You shouldn't even care about the Rookie of the Year race anymore. It's not even relevant. It's not even relevant. Respectfully, Angel should be she should make the WNBA first team. I mean, it's not hard. She's right there with Angel Wilson with rebounding. So, you know, Angel is having a good season overall, but I'm pretty sure Cheryl Swoopes will be on this podcast. Cheryl Swoopes will probably be on this podcast. Monica Nothing Smart to Say will probably be on this podcast. Who do you guys think will be guests on Angel Reese's podcast? Who do you think? I say Cheryl Swoopes, Monica Nothing Smart to Say, probably Elle Duncan. I can see Jamel Hill on this podcast. Who do you guys think that she'll have on? Tanya says Cheryl. Dave says Dolly Parton. Swoopes, yes, Jamel Hill. Someone said Kamala. Who said Kamala Harris? Shaq. I can see Shaq on the podcast. Johnny Walker says, I think it's going to be no sports, just gossip. I don't think that's a good look. Maybe it's just me. The thing is, I had to realize I don't even think I'm in the demographic for this podcast. This podcast may be for her TikTok audience. You know, she may be on there just, you know, maybe talking about celebrity gossip or something, or who's dating who, which is, I'm 100% not in that demographic. You know, so this may be like a celebrity gossip podcast, which again, someone said Ben Crump. Who said Ben Crump is going to be on the podcast? Oh, y'all are crazy in this chat. Paige, Juju, Flage. I don't think she should have any college players in this chat. And that's another thing. That's the thing. Like, I just think these college girls, and I'm going to do a separate episode on that, but these college girls, I just think they're getting way too much so soon. I mean, Flage and Paige Becker's is everywhere. And it's like, what happened to just being in the gym with your team? But again, this new generation, it's just so many things that don't make sense about them. So many things. Tanya said Dr. Umar. Who said Dr. Umar? Tanya said Dr. Umar gonna be on the podcast. My goodness. Y'all crazy. But best of luck to Angel Reese and her podcast. Best of luck. Last night, Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces lost to the second to last place team in the league, the Dallas Wings. Now, don't let the Dallas Wings record fool you. They have faced a lot of injuries this season. A lot of injuries. Nonetheless, the two-time defending champions lost to the Dallas Wings last night despite Asia Wilson scoring 40-plus points. This is creating a lot of conversation around this team. One conversation being, will they three-peat? The way that they're going, will they still three-peat this season? Also, does Asia Wilson still get the MVP if she's not able to lead her team to more wins? These are very fair conversations around the Las Vegas Aces. One being, I don't think this team is going to three-peat. I don't think they're going to win it all this year at all. Now, it's not on Asia Wilson. It's not even necessarily this team's fault. The Aces aren't going to three-peat because of this front office. The front office failed the Las Vegas Aces this season because this player right here, you guys thought she was going to come back and be Magic Johnson. Nothing is magical about what Chelsea Gray is doing this season. Nothing. Now, the front office failed the Las Vegas Aces because you should have traded two people. Her and her. I don't understand why these two are still on this team. And then you have Chelsea Gray, who's huffing and puffing up and down the floor, and you don't even have a backup point guard. And Kia Stokes, you're lucky I couldn't find your picture. I forgot to put your picture up here. You could have traded for Kia Stokes too. She's not doing anything. Now, I get it. I know last season, the Aces, I know you guys won with a core four. You won with Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. And who was the fourth one? Alicia Clark last season and Candace Parker, but she was injured. And if you ask me, Candace didn't do much last season. Anyway, you guys didn't have a bench last season. Why do you think it was going to work this season? What are these two still doing on this team? Let alone still doing this one here. What is she still doing in the league? I know everybody in Vegas loves Sydney Coulson. She's so funny. She's such a fan favorite. Well, make her the mascot. Make her the mascot since everybody loves her so much, but she does nothing for this team. She's wasting money in a position. Kirsten Bell has done nothing but jump up and down on the bench. Kia Stokes isn't doing anything. Kelsey Plum, IQ just went out the window. Jackie Young is inconsistent. This team is stinky. This team is stinky. You're not going to three-peat because none of you play any defense. None of you play defense. Nobody plays defense. Jackie Young is getting burnt. Kelsey Plum is getting burnt. Chelsea Gray can't even get up and down the floor. I can beat Chelsea Gray up and down the floor. Chelsea Gray is slow. She looks slow. Chelsea Gray is about 72 steps behind. You can't have someone leading this team who can't run. Now, this is on the coach's fault because you guys brought Chelsea Gray back too soon to prove a point and make a point to prove that she's an Olympian. She can make the Olympics. She should have been home rehabbing her foot. Now you got her out there just wobbling on one foot, trying to throw no-look passes and behind-the-back passes, and she's playing on one foot. This team doesn't have a point guard. How is she the point guard? She's the point devil. She can't do anything. Why don't you realize that? Chelsea Gray should have been out this season. She shouldn't have came back, and she's out of shape. She's out of shape. She stinks. Stinks. Chelsea Gray is stinking up the place this season. She scored yesterday. She played decent, but she can't keep up with anybody. She's just throwing up her shot. She's throwing unnecessary no-look passes. And she's just trying to get up and down the floor. And she's running out of breath and oxygen. And the Vegas Aces didn't think to bring nobody else in. You don't think that you needed another point guard? You don't think that you could have brought in another big to help out Asia Wilson? What do you think? Asia Wilson scored 40-plus points, and they still lost. Y'all still lost. Alicia Clark makes a dumb foul. Y'all still lost. What do you want her to do, score 60 points? Why don't you get Asia Wilson some help? She can't win a championship by herself. This team doesn't have a point guard. They don't have a point guard. I knew this team was doomed when Becky said she's going to start going to Sydney Coulson. Kia Stokes hasn't hit a shot since a shot hit a shot. Kia Stokes isn't doing anything. There's no one helping Asia Wilson, and you guys just said, keep the team like it is. Trade these two out. They're useless. And get someone else on the team. That's what you should have done. And that's why this team isn't going to win, because you kept these two useless players on this team instead of trading them out. These two does not help this team at all. A'ja Wilson is playing phenomenally. She's playing out of her mind. But she's on a team with two useless people. And then why isn't Becky Hammond playing White Money more? Why isn't she playing Kate Martin? Kate Martin was giving good minutes. Why isn't Kate Martin getting more time? She can do just as good as Alicia Clark. She can do as good as Tiffany Hayes. She can do as good as I can do as good as Kia Stokes. Why do you have White Money on the bench? You put White Money in the game, Becky. You shut your pie hole and you listen to me. Now, I'm rooting for this Aces team because, God forbid, who wants to see Connecticut and Alyssa Thomas with her one arm in the finals? No one wants to see them. We want to see a Vegas and New York finals. Now start playing White Money more. Kay Martin was doing good. Don't you see she's selling so many jerseys? Why do you have these people wearing White Money's jerseys to the game for nothing? Seriously. Get these two off this team. Get them off the team. Let them organize some community service events or something, but get them off the team. You think you're going to win a three-peat with these two? Nonetheless, this team has to step up and help A'ja Wilson. This team has to step up and help A'ja Wilson. Because if not, we're going to be stuck with a Connecticut finals or New York or Minnesota finals. You guys step up and play White Money. Step up and play, please. Goodness gracious. Chelsea Gray stinks. Thank you for the super chat, Lucy. Chelsea Gray stinks. She stinks. She's been stinking it up this season. Now, I'm not calling her stinky as a player. Chelsea Gray. Now, last season, she was good. But I don't understand why they're forcing her to play out there. They're forcing her. You can tell she doesn't want to run. She's wobbling up and down the court. No one wants to see Connecticut in the finals. Nobody. Stinks. Stinky dirty diaper. She's stinking. She's stinking. She's stinking. Now you get White Money on the floor. Seriously. I do root for the Aces. I actually want the Aces to three-peat. I like A'ja Wilson. I want A'ja Wilson to win it for the third time this season. I think it'll be good for her, especially getting the gold medal and a championship this season if she get this stinky point guard off the floor. But other than that, I root for the Aces. I like the Aces. Like the Aces a lot. Michelle says, instead of putting a healthy player, Rose says, agree, PP. What's up, PP? What did PP say? Aces only drafted Kate to get a mental edge on CC. Ooh, that I didn't think about that. And kept her. I didn't think about that. Tanya said Aces as the underdog. Outside of the Aces three-peating, I mean, the conversation is warranted as far as Asia Wilson being the MVP. The conversation is warranted. If you can't lead your team to wins, now Asia Wilson is having great games. She's having great games. But Nafisha Collier is winning. Nafisha Collier is winning. She's making her players around her better. Do I think Asia Wilson is MVP? Absolutely. Unanimous, not unanimous, doesn't matter. She's MVP. But the conversation is fair. It's fair. You can't give, I don't know. I mean, according to Monica McNothing Smart to Say, I told you guys this. Remember, Monica McNothing Smart to Say said, coming down to the Rookie of the Year race, it's going to depend on which team has the better record. So if we're being consistent with Monica McNothing Smart to Say, then that means coming down to the MVP race, the MVP is who team has the better record. So that means this is between Asia, Brianna Stewart, Nafisha Collier, hell, it might even be Caitlin Clark for MVP. That's according to what Monica McNothing Smart to Say said. So we'll see. We'll see. Kelly Mary says something about Asia I don't like. Noah says, I know Asia isn't a playmaker, but she never was. That's not her role. Her role on this team right now is just do it all. Just do it all. All right, guys, and just to wrap up here, in case anyone cares, the Unrivaled League, thank you, Tim Johnson. Tim Johnson is all the way from Germany watching the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. In case any of you care, Unrivaled announced their latest edition as far as the players list for their season. Natasha Cloud has been announced. Now, you guys are familiar with the Natasha Cloud. She's the one that does all that hooting and hollering. She was just doing a lot of hooting and hollering the other day, saying that the refs, because they lost to, I think it was New York. They lost to New York, and she's just in the presses doing a lot of hooting and hollering, saying that they're not getting foul calls and it's not fair and things like that. Y'all don't care about the Unrivaled League. Y'all are funny in this chat. But Kelly says, I love me some Natasha Cloud. I like Cloud. She's smart and cute. But yes, Natasha Cloud, recently she was doing a lot of hooting and hollering about the refs. But she's been announced to the Unrivaled League, which was interesting to me because I know she was a part of that other league. The one that she put together with Sydney Colson. The league overall to me seemed like a joke. Anything Sydney Colson touches is a joke. So I was shocked to see Natasha Cloud go to this league. Nonetheless, she was announced as the latest addition to the Unrivaled League. If y'all care and if you guys will be watching, I'll be watching and I'll probably cover it depending on how the college season is going. All right, guys, if you are on Twitter, follow me at the W360. That's at the W360. Okay. If you're not subscribed to the W360, go ahead and subscribe. We're roughly about 100 and something followers away from 4,000. The channel is growing, so continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. What's up, Sade? Sade said, what did Sydney Costa do to you? Sydney Costa didn't do anything to me. I just think she stinks. I just think she's the worst player in the league, probably besides Euro from LA. And maybe Christy Wallace. It's close between Sydney Costa and Christy Wallace as far as being the worst players in this league. Kelly says, do you think CC will be in Unrivaled? I don't think she's going to do it. Michael Johnson said, I subscribed yesterday. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much, guys. Continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. Turn on your notifications because I'm putting out more content between the lives. So make sure, guys, you go to the channel. If you haven't watched my video that I put out yesterday, as far as Caitlin Clark-White Jesus receiving criticism after the Atlanta game, make sure you go check out that video, guys. I'm also putting out content between the lives because I definitely want to give this channel more visibility. So you'll see more content from me moving forward outside of the lives, okay? So make sure you do have your notifications turned on and check out the videos that I put out. To be completely transparent with you guys, I hate doing pre-recorded videos. I really do. I do not like doing pre-recorded videos, but the channel needs more visibility to continue to grow. So I'm actually kind of getting used to doing pre-recorded things. So you know, please support, please like, share, comment, interact with the content that's I'll put out outside of the lives, okay? All right, guys. Again, please follow me. Please follow me on Twitter at the W360, and don't forget the underscore, okay? Follow me on Twitter at the W360 underscore. Until what are y'all talking about in the? Michelle says, see you on X. Tim says, CJ, are you ever going to do some StreamYards so us fans can jump in here with you to chop it up? What is StreamYards? What's that? I'm not familiar with StreamYards. Someone else DM me or asked me about, can I do a StreamYards? And I'm like, what is StreamYards? I have no idea what that is. Spirit E, enjoyed your show. Love you. I love you guys back. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, please like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. You need some NSFW content. I have no idea what NSFW is. I don't know what that means. You got to spell that out. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We love your videos. Thank you, Charlie. Pete P, thank you. Thank you. Guys, I love you right back. I will see y'all next episode. Until next time, peace and so grease. Oh.